Welcome back to Doom 64. Let's start the Lost Levels, the whole new bunch of levels exclusive to the modern ports of Doom 64. As I said at the end of the last part, these are excellent. These are not just thrown together nonsense skippable things. I mean, they're skippable, but because you don't have to play them. Well, you don't have to play anything. My point is gone.
Visibly, you don't have to play it. Just let the enemies do it for you.
Yeah, like here, see?
And then blocks your shot.
It's a pretty rad way to start.
These are superbly designed levels. I feel like they took Doom 64's assets and engine, and they made it, these feel like levels that were made in 2019 or 2020. They're very modern takes on Doom 64. The designs are less archaic and cryptic. They just feel very modernized. It's like a mod in itself, like, made by fans.
And isn't it essentially?
I mean, kinda, if you consider the developers of the official port to be fans. Which I'm sure they are, but,
And I believe Night Dive are fans.
Yeah, I mean, they did an amazing job with this port.
Night Dive does good work in general, honestly.
I feel like they set the groundwork for what the Bethesda ports of Doom would eventually become. They recently added widescreen support to the classic Doom games, which is the first time any official Doom port has supported widescreen.
Ooh.
Gotta go back and do it again. That's one of the fun things about old games like this, where, I don't know if grid-based is the right term, but there's very distinct assets that you can put pretty much anywhere, so they look pretty easy to make your own levels and what have you, so if you're good at it, you can make something as good as the main game if you wanted.
Oh yeah, that's one of the ways that Doom itself has lived throughout the years, because it is so easy to mod and make your own stories. Like, the Doom modding community is one of the oldest, if not the oldest.
The Doom mod community is very robust. I appreciate that you're already lost.
A little bit. I mean, I still get lost a bit, but I feel like I know where to go more often than I don't in these levels, which I can't say for a lot of Doom 64 levels.
To be fair, it seems like they made each of these areas visually distinct.
Yeah, so I know where I am at least. Like, this is the place with the yellow and blue doors and the rocket launcher, where I try to hump every wall, and we'll go over here.
Same, but that's just my everyday life.
Yeah. Just too hrony.
I have had security called on me so many times. Because they're cowards.
You ever seen that old meme video, going to the store?
Yes.
It's kind of like that.
Yes, exactly.
It's that with a gun.
That's terrifying.
Just hear the shotgun randomly go off.
I think my favorite part about that video is that's a real song.
I forget how the song goes. I know the video you're talking about.
It's an old synthesizer composition.
Ah.
From the birth of electronic music.
So again, this is... You, of course, can't go directly from Doom 64 to here. In fact, you only unlock the Lost Levels by beating the main campaign. I don't think you need to 100% it. I don't think you need to, get all the secrets or get all the secret levels. I think you just need to beat the Mother Demon, then you unlock this.
It's one mean mother demon.
One mean mama dama.
Fucking...
Don't run into the gunfire.
No, I love that you opened the door and immediately ignored the pinky.
I don't know any better. They can only attack you with their teeth. I was about to say they can only bite you with their teeth. I mean, you can say that for most things with teeth.
I can't bite you with my feet.
Maybe you can.
That would just be like doing a double ear clap with your feet.
Why do the soles of your feet have teeth on them.
And absorbing you into my asshole.
Okay, no, we don't talk about, no.
I started saying that 3 times, and at no point did my brain say stop.
No point did you think, no, anal vor bad.
I'd say vor.
It's anal vor, that's what it is. Let me teach you about the internet.
I think the word's just insertion.
Come on, get crushed. Well,
That too.
you're taking too long, Nightmare Imp. These levels are really long, too. Like, there's only 6 of them, but we're only gonna have enough time to do 2 levels per part.
At least they're very, like, visually interesting, which I can appreciate.
Yeah. Like, I can't stress enough how good of a job Night Dive did on these levels. This is obviously the definitive way to play Doom 64. Like, I tried playing it on... like I said in a few parts ago, I recently bought Doom 64 on the original hardware, just for collection purposes. I feel like I could get used to the controls, but I mean, it's still not optimal. You're still using a Nintendo 64 controller, and it's still absurdly dark and difficult to see anything. So, there's not much of a reason to go back to N64, Doom 64, other than curiosity. Or collection.
And there's not really much of a reason to go back to the N64 in general.
Yeah. As much as I love it, as much as I grew up with it, it's so hard to go back to.
Not just that, but like a lot of the worthwhile games are on other systems now.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't grow up with a Nintendo 64, but it's, of all the retro consoles I didn't grow up with, the N64 probably has my biggest collection. I love it. I still love going back to it. I have this weird... The controller has this weird charm to it.
It's very much, what the hell were they thinking?
Yeah.
Charm is not what I would describe that controller as.
I think it is, because, I mean, it's fun to use in its own way, and I cannot think of a more accurate word for it.
I guess so. I think it's because the games were smart about not having every button be required.
Yeah.
So you only need the 2 hands wherever you put them.
And when you think about it, the Z button is pretty much the L button.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the PS1 controller.
Yeah. I mean, it's better. Trust me.
Which, I mean, hasn't changed much in the time being. Like, I still use the fucking DS4, and it is the best controller, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise.
I mean, I'm a weird, dumb man, because my favorite controller is the Wii U Pro controller.
You do you, really.
It's like, what if you took the Xbox 360 controller and got rid of the dumbass battery pack and gave it a better D-pad? There you go. Sure, you move the fucking joysticks around a little bit, but you get used to it.
The D-pad on the DS4 is also very good.
It is.
And also, I like the weight of it. Like, weight is very important for me when it comes to controllers.
I like how that Cacodemon was just enjoying the tooth massage.
Ooh, it's like a sexy dentist.
Bullets.
I mean, that's probably how dentistry is in hell.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Cacodemon. You're next up. My name is Dr. Nice to meet you. Anyway, are we ready to get started?
Apparently not.
Murders the dentist. That's probably also still how dentistry goes.
Sexy dentistry just sounds like a needlessly elaborate form of BDSM.
A lot of BDSM is, anyway.
You're not wrong.
It reminds me of this line in one of my old Team Fortress 2 videos that I was always really proud of. It's to describe something that seems to be going poorly and then going well and then going poorly again. It's like when you go to the dentist, but it turns out it's a strip club, but all the strippers are dentists.
Oh no!
I fucking love that line, and every time I say it, it's like, yeah, Jacob, that's great.
Sounds like a nightmare.
I think it's because it makes more sense to you than it does anyone else.
Isn't that my fucking life, though?
It's not relatable in a way where anyone else has had that happen to them, so it must have just happened to you.
Thor, do you think this has happened to me for real? I mean, it has, but that's beside the point.
You're a strange man. I have no expectations about you.
Your existence is an anomaly.
Ow. I'm getting over allergies. I still have a sore throat.
Well, sucks to be you then.
Go to the dentist.
Go to the strip club dentist.
Still sounds like a more enjoyable dentist.
I think they'd be much worse at their job. Unless they're very good at splitting up the actions.
I'm too busy being blinded by a fucking light to give a shit how my dentist looks.
Fair enough. I think I do have some cavities that need working on, so I probably need to go to the dentist soon.
I need a root canal.
Evil Sacrifice has to be like one of the most bog standard Doom level names ever.
Evil Sacrifice is just 2020.
I almost wish. Just sacrifice the year. This is a great level, though. Like, again, we have been very off topic. As great as these levels are, we've pretty much expunged everything that could be unique about Doom 64 levels. So there's not much to really say. These are just great levels. It's hard to point out specific things that make them great, other than I play them and I am like, fuck yeah.
It's more Doom 64. Ta-da. So much you can say at this point.
The great thing about Doom is that I feel like it is a game that you can watch an LP of, and then play the game after having watched the full LP and still get a fresh experience. Even though it itself, it's not like it's a game with multiple paths or multiple endings. It's not a narrative-driven game where you can find different paths or anything. But it's so just fun in the most pure sense. It's a game you can watch and have fun watching, but afterwards you're gonna want to play it.
I mean, I'd argue it's because it's not narrative-driven that it works that way. It's just pure action. So it's about the experience more than it is actually seeing it.
I'd say so. I guess I'm comparing it, like, right now we're streaming Fire Emblem every Tuesday. And we're only playing through one path, which is leaving every other path open to anybody else who may want to play the game, which, by the way, we have convinced some people to play Fire Emblem from the stream, which feels very good.
Which path?
We're playing the Crimson Flower path.
Ah. The correct path.
The nasty one.
There's nothing nasty about it. It's the best ending.
That imp was having none of it.
I like Dimitri.
Ah, I see. Someone with bad opinions. Good thing they're dead.
That's how they died.
That's why they're in hell.
Edelgard's like, if you support me, you'll go to heaven. If you don't, well, you'll find out.
Why do you think I wear horns?
She needs just like an evil choir following her. Like, she needs the Doom 64 soundtrack following her everywhere she goes. Actually, I think that's more appropriate for Hubert.
Yeah. No, he's the one doing the choir. He's able to do the throat singing where he can harmonize with himself.
Yeah, like in a Dimmu Borgir song or something.
See, now I'm just picturing an orchestra that just plays Toccata and Fugue every time she appears on screen.
Venn diagram.
I
probably know the song, just not by name.
You definitely do. I'm sure Jacob also knows it. It's one of those things that not many people actually say the fucking name of.
Hey, Arachna buddy. What are you doing all the way up there? Let me help you out.
Shooting the ground, like you do.
It was a bug.
They, for what are basically spiders, they really hate cockroaches.
That's one of the great wars that hell history doesn't like to talk about.
Ah, yes. The beauty of the spiders versus the cockroaches.
I imagine, like, if there were a history of hell, there'd be a lot of really strange things. Not evil or torturous things, just like, yeah, the robot spiders versus the regular cockroaches, the Great War of 1875.
I just picture just a lot of incredibly petty wars. Starting a war over some motherfucker touching your pie.
Not my demon pie.
My demon berry pie.
Give me that.
Oh yeah, Paul McCartney.
Ugh. I don't want to hear anything about Paul McCartney and pie.
No, he's got one song. I think it's about sex.
I hate that because of a friend of mine, I just immediately associate Paul McCartney with Temporary Secretary.
What?
Which is like one of his fucking worst songs.
Have you heard this song, Thorn?
Depends on the album.
Because I'm not familiar with Paul McCartney's solo work at all. Hey, buddy! Still giggling? I see.
Oh, it's from McCartney 2. No, I haven't heard that one.
I would not recommend it, but you should listen to it.
Don't listen to it, but also listen to it.
I mean, I've been meaning to listen to this album anyway, so.
It was McCartney experimenting with synth, and it's exactly as good as you might think it'd be.
I can't imagine it. So if that means anything.
I mean, he had one really good song from that period.
Yeah, one, but a lot of McCartney solo stuff is pretty awful.
He has RAM. We can give him that.
The extent of my Paul McCartney knowledge is 4 or 5 seconds, and that's not even really a Paul McCartney song. He just plays guitar. I do like it, though. Ooh, a BFG up there.
Ooh. Oh no!
Ah. So much shit in my way.
Why's hell gotta be so rude?
Because that's where rude people go.
That's also where cool people go, though.
True.
You're right, Torp. This is weird.
It's fucking awful. It's so bad.
Got Spotify open on the other monitor.
This is the Paul McCartney break for the Doom 64 LP.
The synth isn't great, but then the vocals kick in and it's foul.
It's not great. Like, it reminds me a little of Devo, but Devo when they're not good.
Shit, Devo. It's like this band I like if I didn't like them.
This is like the year a couple years before they stopped being good.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine... I am not familiar with Devo, but I imagine they are a band that's made some shit. Oh, there we go.
A lot of bands tend to make shit. Kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah, but there's some that haven't. That's the cool thing.
Then they just don't make music.
But yeah, you pass a line def, the switch shows up on the wall, and you shoot it to get the BFG.
And immediately waste it.
Fucking... Yeah.
It was... Okay, normally I wouldn't be too bad about this, but that was 2 pinkies.
Yeah, but I've got a good amount of ammo for it. And plus, look, there's some more right there.
Oh.
Oh god, now this is a memorable part of the level here. Once you press that switch, some fuck be coming.
Finally.
This middle area here is about to become an unfun zone.
Welcome to the unfun zone.
2 pain elementals and 4 arachnotrons. Oh god, that was very unlucky.
Pure fucking misery, holy shit.
I don't know why I feel the need to point this out, but I do. If you notice, like, if I load the game, sometimes the screen will melt like that. Sometimes it'll just fade to black. If the screen melts, that means I pressed the, like, spacebar button to start the level over. If it fades to black, that means I just quick loaded.
The more you know.
Some of the things that I don't feel are... I always just anticipate those comments that aren't gonna happen. It's like when you have an imaginary argument with this absurdly unreasonable person that doesn't exist in your head.
Yeah, it's always in the shower, too. Yep.
Yeah, and then you're like, I feel smart having kicked that guy's ass.
What a fucking loser, am I right? Guy sure sucked.
Because, like, I feel like my view of, like, the comment section, quote-unquote, is, like, skewed by other comment sections from bigger YouTubers, but our comment section is sick, other than the occasional porn bot. Like, you guys are great in the comments down below.
Isn't that also pretty great, though?
No!
I mean, the porn bots are friendly, but they're not real. That's the sad part.
Single tear rolls down your cheek.
Because of how cool our fan base is, I very frequently read the comments, and if I see, oh, there's a comment, and it's just like, fuck my booty hole, and it's like, oh, god damn it.
On it, coach.
Bookended by the same emojis.
Here's another unique part. You gotta choose here. You either get the plasma rifle or the supercharge. I've got a lot of health, and I don't have a plasma rifle, so I will take the plasma rifle. But that means you don't get the other one.
Can you still get 100% items, though?
You know what? I don't think so. I think that makes it... I don't think the plasma rifle counts towards 100% items, actually. Since it's a weapon pickup, and I don't think those count. So if you want 100% items for some reason, then yeah, go for the supercharge, but...
But we've established, if you're playing Doom, you don't.
Yeah. I can't even explain, like, I suppose I should look up a reason, but the Doom community as a whole, like, they care about 100% kills and 100% secrets. Like, every, like, completionist Doom run will care about those two things, but not items. I don't quite understand it.
It's a pain in the ass.
They're a pain in the ass, they're not as fun, and they're, again, what counts as an item percentage is not entirely clear unless you actually research it.
It's pretty dubious, yeah.
Yeah, that's why no one really gives a shit.
My god!
I'm changing!
I'm going from nude to partially nude.
You're going from nude to visible.
Visibly nude, yes.
Let me put on my Inviso Speedo. Oh, this secret sucks. That switch down there is what you gotta shoot, but there's no elevation where it's directly in front of you, so you gotta use the spread of the shotgun, or the super shotgun, to actually hit it.
Would you be able to shoot it as you drop down?
Yeah, probably, actually.
Probably be a pain in the ass, though.
Yeah, it's much better just to shoot until the random spread of the super shotgun gets it. Oh, never mind, I got 100% items anyway. I don't fucking understand this! Oh, I thought that said crab grounds. Anyway.
You would have hated that.
For all you know, it could be more than 100% if you get both items. Who knows, though? It doesn't matter. It's all arbitrary garbage.
Temporary secretary.
It's so bad! I love it!
I'm gonna include a hidden, yet findable Paul McCartney head somewhere in the thumbnail of this video.
Good.
Make sure it's his face from the McCartney 2 album.
Let me look that up and see if I will laugh.
He looks very confused.
Very good, yeah. To be fair, I would be too after making that album.
Oh! Alright, guys. Look in the thumbnail. It's somewhere.